surrounding areas, we notice that we have more voters than people enlisted. Tell me in which democratic country people who haven't been enlisted can vote. It is really incredible. Candidate Ouattara's total votes is about 248,000. If we recount the votes in each area, the total is less than 248,000. It is 155,000. So I know that some commentators suggested that we withdraw only the 94,000 votes that have been purposely added. No, I think that what we should withdraw is not 94,000 votes. We are not going to delete 94,000 votes. We are not going to be involved in calculation on fake minutes. What is required in such cases is to cancel the whole vote in those areas. We shouldn't forget that the minutes have been signed by the President of the Independent Electoral Commission and the Vice Presidents. It is not a trivial document. Since some irregularities have been clearly proved, the seriousness of the vote is in question and the whole vote should be cancelled. What I mean is that we are not going to cancel just 94,000 votes, but rather 248,000 votes. If 248,000 votes are taken out from candidate Ouattara's total votes, the difference between him and candidate Gbagbo is 200,000 votes. If we apply the same thing to the other areas surrounding Bouaké, where the same cheating has been reported, the results announced by the Constitutional Council are really the right ones. And this way would have been chosen by any Constitutional Council in the world.
Those people from ADA say that they are proud to have taken any Ivorian identity cards and voting cards in front of the police. This is really amazing. And even Mr. Daje has been wounded with a knife. Mr. Fouadé has also been wounded, but unfortunately he hasn't died. They have broken ballot boxes in the Natal voting office and in Saint-Denis. They have also broken everything in the voting office, and they have taken away identity and voting cards. They did the same thing in Sévran and Aubervilliers. So 28 voting offices in Paris, we have been able to save 20 voting offices, but 8 have been destroyed. In the 20 voting office, Dr. Alassane Ouattara has been beaten. Laurent Gbagbo has got 58.42% in Paris. And even upcountry, Laurent Gbagbo has beaten him against with 55% of the votes. In Toulouse, he has beaten Dr. Alassane Ouattara with 58%. In Strasbourg and Nancy combined, Laurent Gbagbo won with 60.65%. In Bordeaux, Laurent Gbagbo has beaten his opponent with 55%. And during the first round, Laurent Gbagbo won 70% in Marseille.
So you mean because of some irregularities in only 8 voting offices, the whole vote in France has been cancelled?
Yes, in fact, it is not the number of votes that matters in France. France is symbolic. It has been premeditated by Bamba Yakuba. Even me, myself, have been contacted as the CEI president. I belong to PDCI. They wanted to do their best so that Alassane Ouattara could win in France. They couldn't succeed through cheating and intimidations. The fact that Gbagbo beats Ouattara in France is really embarrassing for them. That is why Sarkozy himself got involved in the matter, and I would even say that this man's mind should be decolonized. During the second round, on November the 28th, Bamba Yakuba himself took control of the business because he is a real Alassane addict. For the first round, he couldn't convince me to cheat. During the second round, they tried their best so that I could get involved and allow Ouattara to win. I refused. Their trick is that they have already abundantly cheated during the enlisting of people. They have enlisted voters typically in favor of Al-Assad. I cannot be involved in such business. At 20:30, the ambassador called to inform us that the packages were available in France. The packages contained the vote for the 28 voting offices in Paris. Then we noticed that 10 packages were missing. That is, they haven't been delivered in France. Fortunately, it is DHL who sent the parcels to the embassy with an electronic note. So it was not possible to cheat. Therefore, the ambassador couldn't be accused of anything. After some investigations, Koni Tidjan, one of the vice presidents, told me that he has been informed by the director of logistics, a ADA militant in Abidjan, that the cardboard containing the 10 parcels with 4,000 ballot papers have been sent to Metz. It was all the more surprising as no identification, no enlisting have been carried out in Metz. There was even no single voting office in Metz. Do you understand the core of the problem? It is Bamba Yakuba who is responsible for that fakery. Later, I noticed that the 4,000 ballots that have been purposely sent to Metz were destined to voting offices where voters were mainly in favor of Laurent Gbagbo. We have all the evidence to justify what we are saying. That has been done on purpose to prevent people from voting for Laurent Gbagbo. In Paris, there was no vote for the second round, but upcountry, Laurent Gbagbo won with 58% of the vote. He has beaten Alassane Ouattara. When we sent the results to Bamba Yakuba, he decided to keep them for himself. He did not proclaim them.
Even the so-called Independent Electoral Commission was deeply involved in the huge conspiracy against President Gbagbo.
Ces résultats n'ont pas été consolidés par la commission centrale de la CEI. C'était un hold-up électoral.
The whole world has seen these pictures which show the lack of consensus among the members of the Central Commission of the CEI concerning validation of the results in some zones of Côte d'Ivoire, where the second round went very bad. In front of cameras from all over the world, the members of CEI publicly showed that consensus was impossible within the team.
We thought that we couldn't stand this anymore.
He cannot have a press conference. Stop that. That is enough.
Allez-y.
Go on, go on.
Vous arrêtez ça. Voilà.
Since the end of the voting process, we have tried to validate the available results that we receive from the different regions of Côte d'Ivoire and, of course, from various voting offices and from local commissions. We are still working. We haven't finished yet. When we are ready, we will call the media to proclaim the results to everybody. I will ask the people to be a bit patient and comprehensible and give us time to work calmly.
Give you time? But at midnight, the 3-day delay, is it stretchable?
Well, it is a problem of paramount importance. It is not midnight yet, so we are still working. We have worked to have a peaceful working environment within the Commission, and it is what we are doing now. It is true that yesterday you noticed some regretful actions, but today everything seems to be normal. We are still working. This means that up to now, we haven't proclaimed any results yet. We haven't said anything to anybody because the work is still going on.
Despite the expiration of the 3-day deadline imposed by the Ivorian Constitution to give the result, the President of Independent Electoral Commission, Yusuf Bakayoko, alone surprisingly joined the Gulf Hotel, the headquarters of Ouattara, to proclaim some so-called provisory result without informing the other members of the Commission and the representatives of the candidates, violating purposefully the Ivorian laws. We could not proclaim the results. On Thursday at 10 o'clock, some commissioners were at the building of CEI, but the president was missing. The president was nowhere to be found. Later, we heard that he was at the Gulf Hotel, where he was invited by the Prime Minister to discuss some matters. We heard that he would come back, so we waited for him. 12 o'clock, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., no president. And then we read on running strip on some foreign channels that the president has proclaimed the results. But which result is that? Did he decide by himself? Did someone oblige him? We have no idea about that. We need some explanation about what happened exactly. Which result did he give? How did he give them? And why did he join the Gulf Hotel, the headquarters of one of the candidates? We have been given a nationwide mission. Therefore, it is important that the Ivorians be informed about what happened exactly. President Bakayoko should come and explain what happened exactly. And we are still waiting for him to come and give us some explanations. This situation has put the country in a real mess, and you can easily guess what will happen next. Worst, these doubtful provisory results, not agreed upon by the Central Commissioners as required by the procedure and functioning of the institution, have been used against common sense and crashing down the Ivorian Constitution as definite ones by France and her media, the United